Oh, hi there everyone, it's falcore here and welcome back to the vlog. So it's like 6:28 on Saturday morning, and I thought I'd make a little vlog today because we're going to London for the day. We're going to the Royal Albert Hall this evening to see the Mountbatten Festival of Music, which we got the tickets for because a friend of Ryan was selling them on because they could no longer go. So we're going with our friends Jade and Simon. We're collecting them from Simon's in Grantham this morning at 8 a.m. So we'll be setting off in like about half an hour. So I've just done my yoga, Ryan's in the shower. I'm gonna get dressed now. And then yeah, hopefully I'll just make a little vlog that will show what we get up to in our day. So come along with us to London. Nottingham to London. We're going to drive to Cockfosters station, I think, and get the tube in, but there's some apprehension over that because there's been tube strikes, so we don't know how that's going to turn out, but we'll see what we decide. We may end up having to pay the congestion charge and park somewhere more centrally, but I hope we don't have to do that because I'd rather just have the easy life and just park in the outskirts and get the tube as we normally would, because that's what me and Ryan like to do. So come with us now on this journey to Londonium. But I've always wanted to go to the Royal Albert Hall, like seriously, so I'm super excited about that. Oh god, I look like an absolute mess. My shirt's all like tangled up because I was in a rush. Okay, we're in the car now. Ryan's had road rage already, like before 8 o'clock in the morning, so that's a great start to the day.
It's only because someone cut me off.
You were very angry though, honking and like shouting and swearing.
Not honking.
The horn was honked. Oh. Are you excited to go to the Royal Albert Hall with me? I mean, you've been before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
It's going to be fun.
To the Mountbatten Festival of Music.
Alright.
Which we don't really quite 100% know what to expect from it, do we?
But we're both quite eclectic, so,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like it's going to be like a variety show of sorts. But I think I'll definitely enjoy it because I think there'll be lots of like orchestra things in it. I think there might be some bits where you'll be like looking at the ceiling like but I'm sure it'll be good either way.
It's all about the moment.
The live experience.
You being there. I wouldn't want to watch it on TV, probably.
No, probably
It's
not.
about being there.
Yeah, exactly. It's the lived experience.
Feeling the beat of the drum.
I'm just very excited to see the Royal Albert Hall in real life at last. It's going to be very good.
IRL.
Yeah, we're off to Grantham to pick up Simon and Jade, and then we'll be on the way. I'm already having some coffee, and then we're going to be having a coffee stop along the way, aren't we? How long does that happen after they're in the car?
Within the hour.
Within the hour, that's fine. So once I've had this,
I think we're going to stop at Peterborough.
I'll be ready for more then by the time that comes around. So Ryan having a croissant.
My doodah.
Hello to doodah as I come undone.
Look at this little train station. It's vintage. I feel like a tourist. Look at this vintage train station. I'm like fascinated by it. Best donuts ever. Is it good? We're just squatting outside the theatre because we can't get in yet to eat our donuts like peasants. Ryan, this would literally kill you if you ate it. Peanuts. Check out the back of the Royal Albert Hall. day after yesterday. We are home, and I didn't do a very good job of like actually vlogging yesterday because I don't know, it's just I think once I'm there and I'm having a nice time, it's hard to like go and do the vlogging thing these days. I think I'm just a bit more like wanting to live in the moment a bit more now in my life. But I just thought I'd like follow up and like kind of tie the end off a little bit so it made a bit more sense. So we spontaneously went to see and Juliet yesterday. I've actually been wanting to see it for, I mean, ages, absolutely ages. I've been listening to the cast recording since before I even met Ryan, like, you know, over 3 years ago. So we weren't even actually going to go and see something else because we were going for the Royal Albert Hall thing for the Mountbatten Festival of Music in the evening. And then once we were like on our way there, we were sort of thinking about it and we're like, well, we could look and see if there's anything available for matinee, and Simon and Jade were up for that as well. So we hopped to one of the Theatre Cafe ticket booths and got a really good deal on some extra seats. And I had put aside money for the trip, so I had that sort of bit of extra like saved, to be honest, just in case we did do something like that, because you never know. And when you're there, it's quite good just to, you know, use the time, because we don't get to go very often really down to London. So yeah, we went to see and Juliet, and I just sort of wanted to bring it up and say that, you know, obviously I have wanted to see it for ages, and it was just absolutely like, it was just absolutely brilliant. Like, I really do think it's probably one of the best. I mean, I probably say this all the time, but it is genuinely probably one of the best things that I've ever seen. It was like, so it's like a jukebox musical, I suppose, and it's like a sort of reimagining, kind of retelling of Romeo and Juliet. Sort of. It kind of is and it isn't. I won't really say why, because that kind of like spoils it probably, but yeah, it sort of is a retelling, but it isn't. It's more of a like its own thing altogether even. Oh, Siri wants to talk to me for some reason. I'm sorry. Yeah, here he goes. There you go. And yeah, it's a jukebox musical with all of the songs written by a guy called Max Martin, I think. What is my watch doing? And he has written, like, you know, some really famous songs for big artists like Hit Me Baby One More Time, songs for the Backstreet Boys like Backstreet's Back, As Long As You Love Me, songs for Katy Perry like I've Got the Eye of the Tiger, and I Kissed a Girl, I Liked It. Loads of songs. There's so many songs that come up in this show that you recognise and be like, what a banger. And they've pieced them all together, and the lyrics and everything of those songs work so perfectly for what's happening, and the way they've presented the songs, the way they've staged the show, the production design and everything. It is literally everything that you want when you go and see a musical. It's like, you know, funny, it's got like emotionalness about it. It's really current. I think a lot of people would probably say it's a bit woke, but I think it does it in a really great way. It's super relevant, and yeah, it's just like I say, I feel like visually it's just such a stimulating show. Like, they've got things happening and it's just like, we've got all these things, we're gonna use them to, you know, the max amount of their like visual spectacle in this show. And I think that is literally what I always want from musicals, and sometimes musicals lack that movement, that lighting that really like stimulates and like, you know, like makes the music and the song really feel like impactful and like drive things along in that exciting and dynamic way. The staging of all the scenes and everything are really creative and interesting, but yet quite simple really if you think about what's happening and you think about what's possible in the world of like theatre. I guess the stuff is sort of relatively simple-ish, but it just looks absolutely brilliant. The story was wonderful. I love the way there's the story of William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway within the story, what's happening, which is the story that they're actually writing, the retelling, the changing of Romeo and Juliet. It's just, yeah, absolutely wonderful. It just proper, I left the theatre absolutely buzzing. It warmed my heart. It made me smile. It made me, you know, well up, made me laugh. It was just absolutely fab, and the cast were absolutely banging. I will say that there was a little note inside that said that I think 2 of the roles were being played by like the covers, and they were just absolutely fab, because they're probably, knowing what the theatre world's like, they probably found out they were going on, like, you know, a couple of hours before the show or the morning of, and yeah, they were just great, absolutely fab. So I highly recommend it. And then yeah, the Mountbatten Festival of Music was really good. I think not all of it was probably to my like kinds of taste, because it was very military focused, because it is an event that raises money like for the Navy, and it is a celebration of the Navy here, and you know, the history of the Navy. So not all of the music is my like personal like kind of taste, but I love an orchestra, and the military orchestra that they were made up of was just like, it was on point, flawless, one of the best orchestras that I've probably been to see. And they did some pieces that were incredibly cinematic actually, that I loved. And also at the beginning of the second half, they did like a medley of music by the Prodigy, which was obviously like, you know, arranged for an orchestra, and there was like lasers, and it was really powerful and really intense, and it was probably the highlight of it for me. It was like, I was kind of like, where has this come from? We've suddenly gone from like, you know, whatever we had to like suddenly a medley of music for the Prodigy, and it was like, and you could see like all the percussionists at the back were getting so into it. I could see him waving around, he was like banging the drums, and he was like like this. It was just, it's hilarious, but absolutely wonderful. Yeah, fab. And finally been in the Royal Albert Hall, and it was absolutely gorgeous, although I will say the toilets in the Royal Albert Hall are absolutely disgusting. Some of the most horrible toilets I've ever been in. I feel like I was just standing in a puddle of piss. So that was just a confusing thing. But yeah, I had a lovely day yesterday. We left the house at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we got home at like after 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was a long day, but it was easy to get the train, to get the tube from Cockfosters, and I didn't notice any issues due to the strikes, so it was a lovely day, and we ate lovely food. I finally had, after years of waiting to get one again, had a crosstown donut, which are the best donuts in the world. So good. I had a peanut one. Oh, delicious. Oh. Anyway, I've gotten up later than I normally do, because obviously we were up till death yesterday, so I need to make a shopping list, and go shopping for the day, and get everything for the week, and then sort ourselves out really, ready for the working week to begin again tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, peeps. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a bit random, not as much vlogging on the go as I would have liked, but I'm not really great at that sort of thing anyway, so there we go. I'll see you in the next one, so thanks very much for watching. Okay, I love you. Goodbye.